care about that. All right, so I don't even know if y'all can hear on this motherfucking. Basically, I'm just showing up because I said I would, but I'm really mad. I can't find my microphone for my phone. Everything's disconnected, so the lights ain't working right. Yeah, we tested it. This shit look. The lighting is really, really bad. So just so y'all can't say, oh, I ain't show up. He ain't do all that, this, that, and the third. So I said I'll just show up this way. We might talk a little bit, but like I said, I'm more annoyed because the things that happen when I got a goal in mind, it's hard for me to think about other things until I get that done. And so now with everything kind of like everything's like I don't know. Okay, so it's I mean, there's ain't no point in explaining it. It's not like somebody gonna come help it, but so yeah, everything's fucked up. Yeah, so I really want to just put it all together. But I said I was gonna show up. We're gonna show up. Maybe talk a little bit of shit. I was supposed to be doing it on the other one, but like I said, I'm doing it from my phone. I ain't never done the vertical shit from the phone. What's up, D Love? I've never done the vertical shit from the. How do you do the? I don't want that. I don't like I said. I gotta kind of get used to it. But I said I'm gonna start doing vertical content anyway. Well, yeah, I said I was gonna go live. I didn't want to leave y'all hanging because I posted the shit up earlier. I was gonna do the topic about the $60 million man. Purple drink. What's the motherfucking deal? And so, first and foremost, welcome to Saw Sports. If you're not familiar with Saw Sports, the Houston, Texas home network means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. With that being said, don't ignore the junk. I got stuff everywhere. This is the side y'all usually don't see. Um, yeah, I'm just really annoyed because, like I said, I've been working on when I talk about a system, it's something I got going. I haven't really been just even trying to use it on the things. I just want to get it all right. And so I was working on that late last night, and then I get up this morning. I take a nap midday. I get up, everything's just crashing out. It's been fucking up. I thought it was the monitor. Monitor, it's not that. I thought it was the cables. It's not that. But anyway, so I'm really like determined. Like I got to figure out what the problem is, and this shouldn't be a real issue. But anyway, welcome to Saw Sports. If you're not familiar with Saw Sports, Houston, Texas, home network. Maybe we're talking all sports, but only or mostly Houston. Yeah, it's shit crashing out. So we're just gonna do a little short stream. I'm gonna get to the gist of what I was gonna talk about on the $60 million man. If everything works, then we'll do it tomorrow, and I'll kind of get into more detail because I had some shit to go along with that. Let me see. D Love, Purple Drink, Vince, Diesel, Professor Trill. Uh, let's see. Boss, Motivated. I can't even cut my lights on, man. Like not even that I can't cut, but like I got everything's right there, and I can't like everything's unplugged, so it looks terrible. I hate this. I can't find I got like a mic for my phone with like the little lapel mic. Don't know where none of that shit is. So I don't even know. Audio probably sounds terrible. Um, it's yeah. I'm very annoyed right now. So like I said, it'll be short, but like I'm saying, when the $60 million man, first I was kind of making a joke. I don't know how many of you guys if you're about my age, maybe a little older, you should remember a show, right? And this is my thing going forward. And the reason why I had to address it is because I put it out there, and y'all know we got platforms and people around these parts that like to steal ideas and like to steal sauce and then run with the sauce like Bob Marley, really. It actually sounds good. That's great. Um, People like to steal the sauce and run with the ideas. Make sure I hit that like, but we 33 deep. I see 5 likes. Y'all some haters. We got a bunch of haters in here. Well, that's the Samsung, baby. I knew Samsung wouldn't let me down. But yeah. So the possibility, I was looking at it, right? I was looking at it, and I want to say the number that sticks out to me because everything like I said is on the computer, so I can't remember. Kyler Murray is 12th highest paid quarterback right now, getting $46 million. Right? Brandon, what's the motherfucking deal? Getting $46 million. The argument's I think you could easily argue, regardless of how you feel about CJ Stroud right now, regardless of what you feel about CJ Stroud right now, you could easily argue that CJ Stroud is better than Kyler Murray, right? I would like the stream to be fixed too, right? That's what I'm hoping for. So that's why I say it's gonna be short. We'll probably be in here about 10, 15 minutes maybe, and then I'm gonna get back to work because it's two things. For the people who actually like the den, that was my thing. Like I finished up the den system, and I was just kind of tightening some stuff up on the saw. Like I'm to the point where everything should be good to go, and that's why I'm annoyed because that's how things happen. Like when you okay, cool, right? I'm gonna have a great stream. Now we're gonna talk some shit, and then everything fucks up. But no biggie. CJ, your mom goes to college. Who knows that reference? But anyway, like I jumped all over the place. The $60 million man is a reference to the show, The $6 Million Man, right? And if you know the $6 Million Man, I don't remember the whole premise, but I think he got like to a bad accident, and then they spent $6 million rebuilding him, giving him all these features and making him better and all of that. And so I'm kind of playing on that because Stroud is in the realm of getting $60 million. I'm rounding up, I think closer to 55, but you got to think about, like I said, right now, 12th highest paid quarterback, Kyler Murray, in like 46. Stroud could easily argue $55 million a year. You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't pay him, right? I wouldn't. Stroud hasn't shown you consistently, and these last 2 years combined, even though people want to go, people would rather take the bulk of the evidence of who CJ Stroud is and dismiss it. And we still want to hang our hats on. He's more like the guy we saw rookie year than the guy that he's shown you, with 2 additional years, with experience in the NFL, playoff experience, all these things, right? The same guy after he ran his mouth said he was top 5, he was this. And I go back and I watch that clip, right? Because a lot of y'all got on me and said, oh, he's young, man. He's young. That motherfucker said right before he started counting backwards on his fingers, like, look, I've never seen that before in my life. That's another conversation. Right before he started counting backwards on his fingers, he said, I know what I'm doing. It looked like Tate tried to be like, nigga, chill. He said, I know what I'm doing. He confirmed, and then not only did he say it on that podcast, whatever podcast he put it on his fucking Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, right? You've had time to think about what you said. And when you said it, this wasn't like in the ancient days before everybody wasn't clipping everything. You know that there was commentary on the shit you said. You know that that there was commentary on the shit you said and the shit you did, and people were, probably putting their input. And you stood on 10 toes on that. Right? If he wasn't Zach, well, exactly. Mr. G King, what's the motherfucking deal? I can't give you money, somebody's vocabulary, 50, 60, that's where he's at though, right? That's where he's at. That's where he is located. Get Deshaun back. Bring it. Trill don't want to by God, what's the motherfucking deal? Like I say, Trill he don't want to bring out the Browns lanyard again. But no, like I said, it's a situation where he's gonna be. I don't really like speculating, but let's just say, mustache Ziggy. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, right? Let's all be reasonable adults here. We know how the quarterback game goes. When it's time to come to the table, you're not going to go down in money. You're seeing all these other guys in the league. Well, so-and-so's getting paid this, so-and-so's getting paid this. I'm better than him. I've given you more than him. I got playoff victories. I got 3. Because we love to attribute all that shit to Stroud. And I'm sure they can go back and say, hey, man, look, we carried your ass this year. The other 2 years were so-so, me. But again, he's giving you a significantly better outcome than a lot of these other guys that are getting paid more money, right? Is it ridiculous? Let's say Kyler was getting paid. Let's just lower the number, right? Let's say he was getting paid $15 million a year. Is Stroud $10 million better than Kyler Murray per year? Right? Like, answer that question. DJ Rocky B, what's the motherfucking deal? Weedy Biggs, what's the motherfucking deal? Okay, yeah, I think these skills, what's the motherfucking deal? Like I said, I believe you should take a million out of every million you want to take out of Stroud's contract that you feel he does, just put it in the Will. Like Will, again, back up. As a matter of fact, move Will into the Brinks facility, right, and just bring him the money. You don't think he's $10 million? You don't think he's $10 million better than Kyler Murray in any aspect? Like not just saying oh, well, that's good to know. We have a conversation. I just read that, J-Mail. Shout out to J-Mail. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay him out a number, Will gets 51 cents. I'm with that, right? He ain't worth the wash and dry. He ain't worth Ed Monix. I don't know how many of y'all have watched Semi-Pro and are going to get that reference, right? Shout out to Woody Harrell. Woody Harrell is the most disrespected white actor in the game, right? Woody Harrelson is a black staple, okay? And I know y'all be hunting, why are you so fucking random? Because this is just where my mind goes. Woody Harrelson's a black staple, and Woody Harrelson, I hate inviting to the cookout. Woody Harrelson has a permanent pass to the cookout, right? But anyway, so all I'm saying is this, man. All I'm saying is, we personally don't feel that. I don't feel like I wouldn't give him $32, right? I mean, that's how I feel about it. But you got to look at the game. You got to look at the conversation. And there's always going to be some quarterback hungry teams who are going to be willing to pay. So you got to look at it. And in my opinion, I don't care if you let him walk. I don't want you. Why are you going to replace him? Replace what? What did he do that was so great? And then other people are going to argue. Stroud is attributed for 12 wins this year, right? Because he's a quarterback. I'm sorry, 9 wins because Mills took care of 3. But people are going to say he gave you 12 wins. Because again, everybody's running with that. Stroud gave you 9 wins this season, right? And everybody's taking Davis Mills 3 wins and giving Stroud. He's a 10-digit winning. He didn't. He went 12. Davis Mills won 3. He didn't win you 10 games this year. He played in what we had? We went 19 total. He played in 16. He gave you a regular season. He played in a regular season amount of games, right? A regular season amount of games, and gave you 9 wins. That's the truth. But what's going to happen is everybody's like, he's won 10 wins every year. No, he did. Let's be honest about it, right? And I know people say, well, why are you still complaining? Because he's still here. Why are you still complaining? Because he's still here. When he's not here anymore, then I won't have to complain, right? James Stroud. All I'm saying is, whatever. As much as I despise and I don't like what's going on, we're rolling with him, probably rolling with Kaylee. It's going to be all the OCs and coaches you guys were interested in ain't there no more, right? So at this point, you got to think about it. Will's going to get, you're paying Will this year to avoid having to pay Will a lot more next year. So you're paying Will, you're going to get the money, you're locking him in, right? Because I don't think y'all give Stroud, I don't think y'all give Will credit for what he does for, like, y'all love to give Stroud a lot of, he did this, a lot of them opportunities that he's had to score and run the score. Guess what? The score doesn't look so bad because the defense is keeping people out and they're giving him the ball back too much, right? He gets the ball back. He's getting great field position. He's not capitalizing. Like, we can say, oh, he did. But if you really look at the game, you're like, wow, he left a lot on the fucking field. Right? He left half a game out on the fucking field every game. And then when you say this year, hey, well, what about you? People will tell you like 3 games that they can say he won. He went off in the 49ers game. He went off in the Baltimore game with no what's his name on the sideline to compete against to make him shrivel his nuts up. And he went off in the KC game. So even out of those 9 victories, you can only name 1/3 of the victories that he has that you're like, CJ Stroud won you that game. Why are we keeping this? 3 games. He won you 3 games this year. CJ Stroud. We don't have CJ Stroud. We don't win those 3 games. Davis Mills beat 2 playoff teams. Davis Mills, behind the leadership of Davis Mills, that same defense, you beat 2 playoff teams. First week, and then again, and I know people talk about the Broncos. You're talking about a guy who had no chemistry with any of those guys. It took Stroud coming back from after the cuts before he started having chemistry with any of those guys. People talk about how bad the offense looked with Davis. But Davis Mills gets no snaps with any of these motherfuckers and doesn't look that much worse than CJ. So, like, that's what I'm not understanding. Like, we can be in our feelings. We can say all the crazy stuff we want to. But if we're going to be real, it's on the field. But we're going to be real, we're still sticking with the motherfuckers. So the conversation is, do I think in the long run that he gets paid? I think you have to really come to the table. I wouldn't want to tie my assets up in a guy that hasn't proven that he's that guy, right? You're telling, and I said this, and I see everybody's kind of running with it now. I've seen a lot of outlets. Like, Stroud says he's not an accountable kid. Like, I know everybody knows he's a good leader. He says the right thing sometimes, but when you really listen to what he said, he blamed the defense for his inability to tone down his game. If that's not the stupidest comment I've ever heard in my fucking life from a fucking person standing at a point, the other side of the ball was so good, I didn't know that I didn't have to be as good. Then you're talking about last year when you really weren't all that. Like, When have you been Superman? When have you really been Superman? Right? Shout out to Rio. I know it's been a while we ain't seen Rio up in this bitch, but shout out to Rio being in the Discord, man. The best Superman, CJ Stroud, is Bizarro Superman. He ain't the real Superman. He's Bizarro Superman. But like that should tell you his mentality. How quickly he says, "Yeah, I had a bad game, but I know I had a lot more good games. I don't think I really did." Like he's not accountable for his play on the field, and like people don't want to acknowledge that he's not accountable. He's not truly being accountable for the play because he'll speak on the mistakes. And I'm not telling you harp on everything you did wrong and be miserable, but he'll glance over the mistakes and highlight all the great stuff he did. Yeah, he said that. He said that. He literally said that. See when they had the press conference, he came back. He said that I have to adjust to not having to be Superman, basically because the defense carried him. Like I didn't, like nigga. That's the most retarded statement I've ever heard. I keep telling you, like I think the nigga's a little special. I think the nigga, like there's levels of special, right? Like I don't think he was like. I think he's functional special. You know what I mean? Maybe that. And then I got a conversation we're gonna have, right? Y'all know what I love about the software about love. We can have the realest conversation that the other motherfuckers can't have, right? We're gonna have a real conversation when the stream is working because we're gonna sit down and talk about it. I'm tired of these fucking black quarterbacks with their fucking mamas on their back. Like I don't want to know what the fuck your mama look like. Why is it all the fucking black athletes? I don't know what half these white mamas look like, and if I do. Guess what? The daddy right there beside me. Hey, look, such and such's parents are at the game. Look at them, looking like a happy family. I'm tired of seeing somebody mama in every motherfucking shot. When the motherfucker got parents, you don't see the mom and the dad in every fucking shot there. These motherfuckers be everywhere. I'm tired of it, bro. Like, and it's not just CJ. What's the other nigga? What's his name? Daniels. The mama be all run up on him, trying to holler at the hoes and shit, like because they want to keep all these assets for themselves. We talk about another issue. It's more of a den conversation. But like the old husband son shit, bro, like that shit fucking it. He said he knew it. He said he don't trust. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it, right? I saw it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, bro. JB, what's the motherfucking deal? Smash Squad, what's the motherfucking deal? He said how many percent? That's what I'm saying. Like Spitz, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Tox. I don't know. Shout out Tim Man, Handy Man, bro. Like. Yeah, he said, like, and that shit right there is more of a red flag than the play. You're telling me I don't understand that I need to tone it down a little, or I don't have to play out of my like. Is it a switch you can't cut off? Like, you're in a position to where you played terrible the week before. Nobody wants to talk about it. We don't just say, oh, it's one game, it's two games. But again, we dismiss it the way they dismiss Drake May. It's the same shit because they won, right? Drake May played probably worse, if not just as bad as he, if not worse, because he had a lower QBR. But we don't talk about it because they won the game. And that's the same shit that happened with the Steelers. He played terrible in both games. Threw a couple of nice passes here and there, but overall, it was the same game. But it's just it couldn't overcome because it went no pick six and stuff like. It just couldn't overcome that last one. So the fact that he went out there and said that, like I told y'all about him saying the 9-9 boo boo after the first, like he's immature. Like he knows how to cut it on when the cameras come on. Like I think he's a real Hollywood ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, not to the Hollywood, like when I told y'all, because who was the first nigga that told y'all Deshaun went Hollywood? And we was in the Discord, niggas was arguing, no, he not. No, he not. I remember two people in particular, one of them in this chat, no, he not. And then and then after that, y'all saw how Hollywood that nigga was. I see things. Look, I don't be in here to diagnose it. I don't care about diagnosing plays and analysis and all that, because the only two things that matter in football, only two statistics that matter in football are wins and losses. Everything else is I don't know if derivative is the right word I want to use of that. All that other stuff is just kind of nuance. All that other stuff is indicators of things that took place in the game. And even with the numbers, it's not a full story. That's why I don't like statistics, right? That's why I'm not a stat sexual, because it doesn't tell the story. Every game you watch is a story. It's a mini epic adventure. Sometimes it's a hero and he's John Wick and he just blowing motherfuckers out. It's a great game and that's what it is. You blow a motherfucker out. It's a bunch of highlights. It's great. Sometimes it's a game where it's a little bit of a struggle. It's a back and forth. The score's up and down. You have to overcome adversity, right? That's what I like about the game. The story that each game tells, and then at the accumulation of all that, the overall story of the entire season. It paints a beautiful picture. But ultimately, wins, losses, Don't matter. The other stuff, the other stats, the other things are for people who really ain't a part of the conversation to try to interject themselves in the part of the conversation. Because y'all know that there's a, especially with advanced statistics, I don't know how long y'all been watching this. There's a certain group of individuals, a certain demographic of people who have now kind of gotten into the sports conversation that back in the day you would have slapped if they would have talked about football. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like it's weird. Like I said, you know, the advanced analytics allowed like the geeks to get in. Like motherfuckers who ain't never taken a snap, y'all are now valuing their. And I'm not saying everybody has to have ever been like great, but I'm talking about motherfuckers who ain't never took a snap in Pee Wee. Motherfuckers who ain't never took a snap on Madden got y'all caring about their opinions and the shit they talking about because they're using some. The statistics tell you what happens. Statistics don't predict shit, right? Like statistics will tell you an average of what has happened. It's never a predictor of it. It's never a real indicator of what's going to take place. You know what I'm saying? You just get averages of what happened after. Anyway, that's why I'm not big on the stat shit. But anyway, and that's why I always talk about like people and I look at their emotions, I look at their reactions, I look at body language. These things are much more telling than a lot of it because it tells you a story in real time. These are much more of an indicator of what's going to happen with a person than anything else, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because the way baseball is played, you know, there's only certain things happening, right? Now, you can't account for how spectacular a catch might have been or something like that. But you can pretty much tell the story of what happened with numbers in that. Football, you can't do that. Like football, you cannot do that. My bad. I'm so used to not holding the fucking phone. Right, yeah. He's like he strokes his own ego quietly or subtly in a lot of the conversation. I'm so used to being on teams where I was, you know, where we had to offensively carry the ball. I'm just not used to like, bro, you ain't really been like you ain't really been carrying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, first year, easy schedule, cool, we gonna take it. Drake may benefit this year. I'm not knocking him or either. Like, but like I say, I'm gonna knock him for the same shit I would knock Drake for. So let's talk about it. I don't like him, bro. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's a bad person. I think it's kind of like, man, and y'all notice like the last few streams, I've had a lot of analogies comparing CJ's mannerisms to female mannerisms. I hate that I have to do that, but it's kind of like with a woman, right? You got to think about how women are raised. Women are raised as precious angels. They never make mistakes. As soon as they do something bad, they start crying, so they get forgiven for it. They're never really held accountable for it. And so when you hear women speak about certain things, most women, right? Because I know you say, "Oh, not all," because you know I don't shut the fuck up. Anyway, that's why you get the similar response to most of them. So when something real happens and it's time to be accountable for it, it's always deflection, or it's always, you know, in their mind they're telling the truth in their mind because they receive this kind of treatment, but in reality, this is what's going down. You know what I'm saying? Right, and that's what I think too, bro. Kenneth, what's the motherfucking deal? I don't want to call him a charlatan. Like I think he's I think it's something he's in, but I think I don't know where he's going. Shout out to Big B because we was talking about this the other day. Something Spence was in there too. We've had some great conversation in Discord. I know y'all. I don't know about that Discord, man. I don't want to pay $5 a month to join. It's the best $5 you'll ever. You go to McDonald's and you'll eat like a GMO soy burger and ruin your health when you can pay $5 a month and have the greatest time 24/7 all day long. It's pure comedy. You know, the games ain't playing right now, but still, it's always great. We're in there every day, voice chatting and having a great conversation. Join the Discord, patreon.com/SoftSports. You want to be a part of that. But yeah, man, like I don't want to call him a charlatan because that, and then we can get a more nuanced discussion there. I don't want to call him a charlatan. I believe he believes, but I believe he's not being led right into Christianity, right? I think look, I don't know where he goes to church. I don't know. Look, he might be over there at Lakewood with Osteen, you know, getting some prosperity gospel. You know, I'm not with that, right? He's from Cali, not gonna lie, everybody doesn't have any accountability. Right, like it's a different mentality, right? But I don't think I'm starting to feel like it's all a facade. I feel you. Because like that's what I talked about. I talked about if it's real and he really believes in it, what he should be looking at this as is God humble me. And this again, like I say, I'm a sinner. I know this, right? I'm okay with it. I admit my sin, but I know one day I'm gonna get right. Maybe, maybe all too late. Whoever. But this is how I look at it, because if I'm a Christian person, right, and I'm putting myself in shoes, and I believe God and I believe in it, but if you're a prosperity guy, you're not going to think like this. But if you're more into Christianity and actually understanding and reading the Bible, you're going to think like what I'm saying. Um, you had a bad game, and instead of showing humility after the game, saying, "Damn, okay, I need to go watch film. I need to figure out what needs to be worked on." You're at the Steelers fan, ha ha, nanny nanny boo boo. Look at you, I'm paper, you're glue, doing some stupid shit, some elementary shit, and then you come out and get your ass embarrassed next day. You should be looking like that. God humbled me for my behavior. I didn't humble myself, so in a game where I should have, now I'm humbled on the big stage. Now I'm getting lambasted by every outlet possible. I'm getting humiliated and humbled, and instead of looking at it like that, right? Instead of looking at it like that, he's like, really, it really wasn't that bad. He just, I really had better games. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, he's not, and again, I don't know how deep off it is. This is my opinion. Y'all may agree, disagree. Y'all might not even give a damn about religion, dog. I don't care. Everybody's entitled to them. I'm not trying to put nothing on y'all. But that's how I would look at it, right? As a Christian, like, humility is a thing. You want to be Christ-like. You talk about being Christ-like. I told y'all about like, I think as much as a person who pushes, like, if I was always, everything that I came for was God first, my religion and talking about the Lord and all that, like, I'm telling y'all, like, I would be prepped, especially knowing I'm a guy that has to talk at press conferences often, and you just got to be, I'd have Bible scriptures in my back pocket, just ready for the question, or ready for a scenario when I can apply it, just to let y'all know I'm real about this Bible stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I told y'all in the press conference, somebody asked him, what's a Bible verse that you have that like, if he felt humiliated and he relies on Christ and all that, I would think that after you have gotten that embarrassed, you would have jumped in your Bible. Right? If you're putting Christ first and everything that I figure you would have jumped in your Bible, and then you would have said, hey, you know what? While I was kind of looking over everything going on, this is a scripture I was kind of reading that was helping me, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you would have had that. And it's none of that. You know what I'm saying? I agree. As fire is gone. It's not coming back. Like, it's hard to get that back. Hit that like button. And I don't know. That's the real reason why I don't feel like you invest in it. Right? Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, trust me. Trust me. Bro, look, bro. We didn't, man. Look, we don't have a great. Let's do this, right? Because, like I said, short. There's some other things I want to talk about, but I'm gonna come. I want to stand up. I don't want to be walking all around the room. Like, y'all remember, like, when you used to be young. Some of us, like, some of y'all young in here, y'all ain't gonna get this game, right? But if you used to be young, like, you ever had like a cordless phone, and you used to be back in high school, be on the cordless. This before cell phones. Everybody had the cell phone. Be walking around the room, just talking and shit on the thing, caking. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be on. I don't want to be up here walking around with y'all looking like I'm caking with y'all punk ass niggas. Or if you had the cord, y'all niggas over there twirling this shit. That's what the bitches used to be twirling. Some of y'all niggas was twirling the cord. Admit it, y'all niggas was twirling the cord, caking on the phone with them hoes. Shame on y'all. But anyway, and again, even with everything I'm saying, I don't think Stroud is a bad. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. I think that he's confused. I think there's some convolution, and I don't think there's clarity in his actions. I think he needs to cut ties. Like, I don't say he needs to cut ties with his mom. Let her have her foundation. But he needs to separate. Like, he needs to start manning up and start, like, he needs. There needs to be a more dominant presence, more dominant figure. I know somebody said he apologized. Him and his dad made up, and they thought that was what killed the fire. He was playing, angry. And then I've seen a lot of things. I don't know what it is, but man, look, that's a conversation I thought. That's something I thought about. That's something I thought about, right? He might got the Carl Anthony Towns. You know what I'm saying? He might got the Carl Anthony Towns going on. We tell him he be in that hoe dressing like a dyke every time he comes to the game. He dressing like a damn stud. See, this how I be getting out. Y'all be saying I was gonna do like 15 minutes on here, but we about 30 deep. Yeah, if y'all in the city, make sure y'all got y'all water, make sure y'all got y'all shit together. Y'all make sure y'all be careful. As long as the power stay on. Look, if it's freezing and everything shut down, we might do an extended stream or something like that on the sauce. How about that? Like, so if I get everything working, we stream on Monday anyway. Since everybody gonna be frozen and sitting still, and we ain't in the playoffs, we might do some extended sauce or something. Den folk, as soon as I get everything working, I promise y'all we're gonna be in the den. He said the ideal scenario is just in hindsight that Sean never left and CJ came in. See, but shit, never happened. CJ is at this point. Like, is that honestly, if the ideal situation is Deshaun stayed here, didn't diddle a bunch of masseuses, and fucking this defense still gets built, and then now you're a fucking world power. You can probably like take over a country because you're that damn good. So it is what it is. In the life of Kobe, what's the motherfucking deal? You can't find it. You don't get the notification. I ain't. Like I say, I ain't been in there in a minute. It should just if you go to thedenshow.com, it should take you right there. Like CJ already froze. If you go to the Den Show, like I try to make stuff easy. So like even with the sauce, like if you forget the link or something to go to the channel, just go to saucesports.com or go to thedenshow.com. I try to make it easy so that way it'll just take you there. So like go to youtube.com/@/sauce. You know, fuck all that shit. Like they're trying to make shit simple. But again, getting to the premise of the conversation real quick. Like I do think he's lost the fire. That's why I wouldn't pay him. But I do think in some scenario somebody is. If you are keeping him, what are you gonna do to fix him? And so I had a whole thing mapped out on that. Shout out to Ray Ray. Ray Ray dropped some gems, and I was gonna kind of go over some of the things he brought to the forefront as part of the stream. But like I said, everything's not working on the deal. So once I get the computer fixed, I'm gonna jump into Discord. Excuse me, we can chop it up into Discord because I can Discord from my phone while I'm working, and I know it's gonna be some great conversation. It's Friday. I'm not sure if Spitz in here. Is Spitz you going live today or not? If so, make sure y'all check out Spitz. Make sure if you ain't following Spitz, make sure you following Spitz. What else? That's about that, man. If you fuck with the Discord, jump into Discord. If not, with that being said, hop in a bit. I gotta fix this shit, man, because I'm looking at it like I'm talking to y'all, but I'm looking at the shit, and I'm like, what's up, Peanut? What's going down? I'm really frustrated. Like I'm talking about, but I'm really frustrated. I'm just looking at wires and shit just dangling over him. Like, man, all this shit got to come together because the vision is almost complete, like to where we can really start acting up. But you know how it is. TSX say he made a bet with Tom Brady's rookie year about taking his talent. Look at it. Yeah, he ran his mouth a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like let me tell you the last thing. Everybody saw. Let me tell you why I ain't fucking with this bitch ass nigga. Bro, let me tell y'all why. Now I'll tell you he's immature. It really don't mean shit to him. That nigga be out there talking like he talks greatness because he had success at a lower level. He hasn't really experienced greatness. Like honestly, in the future, get me a quarterback from a smaller school who has done well, right? Like give me a quarterback who ain't got too many other pros coming off the roster with him, because then I know that it was this guy. But when you go to a school and you got multiple pros around you, especially with a lot of these quarterbacks, they don't pan out, a la Manziel. Manziel had a bunch of first round fucking talent around him at A&M, and he looked unbeatable. Got to the fucking league and looked like pure shit. If you look at guys like Josh Allen, look at where did Roethlisberger? Didn't Roethlisberger come from like Miami, Ohio, something like that? Look at even like Patty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying there wasn't no talent coming out of Tech. I don't recall, but at that time, Tech wasn't a school that you were expecting a bunch of first round guys out of. You know what I'm saying? Don't encourage Peanut, right? I mean, I took Peanut to see my T Jones yesterday, and he was acting janky, man. Peanut was acting funny with my mama. I damn near had to box that nigga. But yeah, man, like it's a situation, bro. Like, stop. We need to. That's the analysis. That's really what needs to be looked at. Like, stop fucking with these quarterbacks that go to these big schools and they put them. We fall in love with that hype, and I blame ESPN for that. I blame ESPN for tainting real draft analysis, real talent analysis. Give me a motherfucker that went to a small school and balled out, not with no perfect record. And I guarantee you, he's a better fucking player than a lot of these guys who end up being like a 5-star in high school because some fucking piss ass talent evaluator don't know shit. And they go somewhere, they work on. Like, I remember, like, this is way back in the day. I was like a 3-star, I think. I was like a 3-star guy. I think in the Dave campus, I was like a 3-star. There were guys who went to college with those 4- and 5-star dudes. It would work them motherfuckers over. Guys who was getting all kinds of, like, don't fall for the hype. But these guys were ranked there because they went to a school that might have went to state, or they went to, and they got a little bit more attention. So people hyped them up, bro. Like, you got to understand, we fall for the flash and then we get bashed because, again, you got to look, you're putting a guy around a bunch of other talent and asking him to just kind of make those things work. When you put a guy that doesn't have a lot of talent around him, can he still do that? Can that talent, CJ's been carried by talent. And I don't think people realize, that. Victor Yalla was the motherfucking deal. I don't think they're going to sit, I don't think you got a valid argument. I don't think you, like, and that's why I say, like, I know the argument is going to come in, and you can talk about, that's why I compared Kyler Murray earlier, that you can come in and say, hey, well, he's better than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's getting 46. Well, we're not paying you this year. You were the single hand when the moments mattered, when it mattered. Like think about this. I honestly, y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to say. I honestly think we lose one of those three games if CJ played, right? At this point, I don't even think like I was vouching that said, hey, if CJ played, we win that Broncos game. I can't say that. You know why I can't say that? I can't say that because I saw that same CJ that was looking good early in the Broncos game before he got hurt. I saw that same motherfucker in the Chargers game come out the gate and in the same quarter light motherfuckers up first and then turn around and start throwing interceptions. I don't know who the fuck he is. I can't tell you this guy's going to have a consistently good game. I can't tell you he's going to have a consistently good quarter, much less a half or a game. So, and again, like I say, right now, to me, his character, I don't think his character is questionable, but I think the character he portrays is questionable, right? Like, I don't think that him as an individual, as a person, like, I don't think he's bad. I think he has aspirations, but I don't think he's going about it the right way. I think he's doing more lip service than actual acting. I'm not saying he's not out there in the community. It's like, shut the fuck up, play ball, shut the fuck up, and just show. Don't say anything else. Like you still got to own it. You're gonna have to cash the check that you wrote for the shit you said your rookie year. You got to own that. Like you did it. I know what I'm doing. I told you earlier. He said it right before he said that shit. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Texas boy, what's the motherfucking deal? Attitude era Stone Cold. He said the Rockets on. All right, bet that. Shout out Big Teddy. Yeah, shit, the Rockets on. I'm gonna go watch the Rockets game. But anyway, Discord. Fuck with your boy. If y'all in there, man. Right. That's my thing, man. Just go play ball. Like. Don't nobody. That's what's happened. Like we made these motherfuckers really think that we care so much about what they saying, and I blame media members, like because motherfuckers low key, the media be wanting to be friends with these. They're like, don't let me be in the same, my boy. What the fuck was you thinking when you threw that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the motherfucker give them a look at the feet. I don't want to get my pay. Like, man, fuck these niggas, bro. I keep telling y'all this. Like, maybe I have a different attitude. Maybe it's the age thing. Maybe what. I don't look at these motherfuckers as people I want to be buddies with. I wonder if I ever met CJ, if he would like me and shake my hand. I don't give a fuck. And that applies to the motherfuckers I like, right? I'm fucking grown, but I ain't looking for no buddies. These niggas' jobs is to entertain me to the point that I want to go buy merchandise so this organization makes money to pay their motherfucking ass, and I represent the shit and advertise for them for free. I'm paying to advertise. And that's they're supposed to play that game. Hey, you're not doing that shit, man. Fuck you. Right? Fuck that shit. Like, I don't care about how these niggas feel about what I'm talking about or none of that shit. Right? Like, hey, I appreciate what they do there, but if this nigga here, man, fuck that. I don't give a fuck what he thinks. I don't care what you're talking about. Like, I don't give a damn nigga. Why are you fucking up? What's wrong with you? Go get help. Like, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he gonna need to Big TQ. What's the motherfucker do? Like, the thing is, I don't think people realize CJ thinks he's good now. Like CJ's cool. He thinks he's good. He does. I don't think CJ's not looking at it the way we're looking at it. He's looking at it as throughout this season I made more plays, better plays than better. I don't even agree. I don't agree with that, right? I don't agree. Just on the eye test, because I told you statistics are for weirdos just to have a conversation. Statistics are created by people who didn't watch games to want to be a part of the conversation. That's what statistics really do. Like, we can use them to be points, but you can't base a real argument off of statistics. You have to watch the game. You have to you have to look at it because there's so many other factors that go into one individual statistics, right? Like Tenny said, it's not baseball, bro. It's not. What are you thinking? So, it's a lot. Like, the eye test tells you this. If you look at CJ this season, you watched all the games, or even the games you did watch. Do you feel like, and we're talking about not just turnovers, not just, penalties, not just like, do you think, we were talking about incompletions, bad passes, errant passes. Do you think that CJ Stroud made more good plays this season than he did bad plays? Right? And I'm just talking about the look. Like, when you think about it, don't let recency bias impact you. Don't just look at the last two games. Be fair. Look at the entire scope of the season. Right? Maybe it was a little funny. That's what I say, man. Look, I fuck with my Cali partners, but I don't think a Cali nigga can't lead a Houston team. Right? You've seen James Harden ain't do it. You see, we've seen it before. Shit, what's his name from Cali? Was David Carr from Cali? Where was David Carr from? But Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, man. Right? No, hell no. I'm just because it's so much on my mind, and I said I'm gonna get off, and then another thought pops up and all that other shit. Anyway, soulsports.com, thedenshow.com. If y'all like conversations, deeper conversations, I want to have a real conversation. We do get in the den. Make sure you follow on Kick, kick.com/softsports, thedenshow.com to go to the Den Show YouTube channel. Follow both of these platforms on the Den Show on Kick. Den Show is like Den Show Live on every platform. I believe I try to make everything Den Show Live on the Den Show, except for denshow.com. So Kick. I don't really think I'm ever do Twitch because I just the way I talk. Twitch ain't a platform for me because they just is too much. You get banned for too much bullshit. I'd be really off the cuff. I'd really be unhinged sometimes. Instagram, Twitter, Soft Sports HTX. I think Soft Sports HTX on TikTok. I'll be posting little clips on there. Same shit with Den Show Live, fucking with the Den. Once I get this shit fixed, we rocking, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got the QB on the roster. The QB of the future is on the roster. Y'all haven't been told the story. I'm gonna have to let Tin Man tell it for y'all. Once we get everything rocking, I'm gonna have to let Tin Man tell you what's gonna happen. So that's why I'm not even tripping. But once we get everything fixed, we'll actually have the real conversation about CJ Stroud. Can we rebuild him? What is it going to take? What pieces are going to be needed to put around him since we are going to go into the next season with him? Hit that like button. Since we are going to go into the next season with him, what is going to need to happen offensively? Even though I don't want to invest in the offense, honestly, because like Spitz say, shout out to Spitz, I don't think D'Amico really gives a fuck about the offense. Like I think his primary focus, his intent is to have to field a great defense every year, right? A great to stellar defense every year, and hope your offense don't fuck it up. So that's why I don't really want to overly invest in the offense, especially when you got a guy that I don't think is going to push it like that. But at the same time, what you can do is invest in your offense. You build that foundation, and you have everything in place when you do find your guy. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. It's not. It's not Davis Mills, right? It's not Davis Mills. So, with that being said, I don't know what the hell. No, I'm not in the live. I'm getting in the chat. With that being said, that's for Trill. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Most of y'all stay saucy. I'm out. I'm gone. We're gonna tell, like I say, when everything's fixed, I'm gonna have 10 Man tell y'all. I don't even know how to end this motherfucker. Look, I don't know how this shit. I ain't never used the phone. How the fucking phone do this shit? Talking about do some effects, do some. You can do highlights. Oh, you can green screen that up. Let me see what we doing in this bitch. Hold on. Let me see something here. Oh, no. Don't put that shit. Dude, don't put that shit. Don't do that shit. Okay. Now I know for future reference. This whole color green skin is pretty good too, actually. Now I know for future reference. I'm gonna just start making content on the goddamn phone instead of all this bullshit I be doing. Anyway, I'm going. Trying to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Most of y'all say saucy. This is how I feel about CJ Stroud. I'm out. How you in this motherfucker? You hit the X button. Boop. Yeah, I want to stop streaming, nigga. Look at that dog. That nigga mad, I'm mad too. Stop the stream.